The first card you have your past is the Ace of Swords. Yeah, this card can be about a lot of different things. It can be clarity, you know, being able to suddenly have clarity, see clarity about something. It can be about, you know, it can even be about being able to see through people in a kind of intuitive way, not just reading between the lines, but being able to feel the truth, if that makes sense. That's what intuition is, feeling the truth. Now, this is what you're able to do at this time. I think you've always had these abilities to be able to do that, but I think over the last few weeks or months, or even the last 2 months or whatever, or even more than that, I think your intuition's been so sharp. Now, I keep on seeing this in your readings. It's getting sharper and sharper, and I think this is what was happening to you at this time. You were noticing this. I think someone around you also was a little bit, you know, a little bit quiet, a little bit subdued, a little bit introspective. They're just kind of all by themselves, not really saying much. And I think a part of this was about something that was going on with them, but I think also a part of it was about you. I don't think you've done anything wrong. I just think that at this time you're working really, really hard. I think you're either speaking or writing or something like that. You're communicating really clearly at this time. I think it just, you know, I'm just seeing the right words coming to you and just coming out from you at the right time with what you were doing. And you're really efficient. You're doing your work, but I think you had a lot to do. And I think that was what was taking your time away from this person I'm seeing in this card. I think this was a love connection, and I think they were feeling this kind of disconnection from you at this time. This is just how they were feeling. Now, you weren't trying to be distant, you weren't doing this on purpose, but I think you were just so busy, you were just so preoccupied with what you're doing, and you're really enjoying what you're doing as well. And you're good at it as well. But it wasn't just you that was making them feel like this. I think it was a combination of a few different things. There are lots of dogs outside. Stop. Okay, they've stopped. So yeah, I think, yeah, they had a few different things that were bothering them. And again, I think you picked up on this because you were so intuitive. You were super intuitive. And I just think you physically didn't have the time to be as close to them or to talk to them about all of this as you normally would have. It was just, you were just so busy. So, you know, if this all resonates, just know that they do love you. And I think they understood what was happening with you, that you were so busy. I don't think they liked the fact that you were so busy or distant, but they understood. And I hope you didn't feel guilty about this, because I think it was just the way it happened. I think it was just the timing. I just think this all happened to them at a time when you were very busy. So I don't think it was anyone's fault. It just happened like that. That's what I'm seeing in that card. I hope that makes sense. There's a lot in there. So the next card you have your past is the Tower. Yes. So this is interesting actually, because sometimes this card, because I was seeing a lot of communication and problems in communication in the Ace of Swords, and this card can sometimes be about a lack of communication. You know, it can be the Tower of Babel, you know, the kind of everyone speaking all different languages and no one understanding each other. Not always, it can be about different things, but I was just thinking about that because I was seeing this lack of communication. I think you were eventually able to communicate with this person, but I think they might have been struggling after that to communicate with you. So it was like when you were finally able to communicate with them, you kind of had some time off or you stopped or something. They were struggling to actually tell you what the problem was. Now, this is quite a big problem because this is the Tower, obviously. So something happened to them. And I think it really changed their whole world in a way. It changed a lot of things for them. And that's why this was all going around in their mind. Now, I think they might have told you some of what was happening, but I don't think they were able to tell you everything. And I think this might have had something to do with their pride, actually. I don't mean that as a bad thing. I'm not saying that, oh, they were so proud they couldn't tell you anything. It wasn't like that. It was just that they didn't quite know how to tell you everything. And I think this might have actually been some kind of family problem or family breakdown. And I think they might have been feeling a little bit ashamed about something that happened in their family. It might have been something like that. I don't think they haven't had a reason to feel ashamed at all, but they were a little bit ashamed maybe by association, if that makes sense. So, and I'm just getting this feeling that if you're a couple, if you are with this person, you might not have been together for a very long time. You might have known them for a while, but you weren't actually together as a couple. You haven't been together as a couple for very long. That's what I'm trying to say. So, and I think the fact that this relationship was kind of in the fairly new stages, this might have been why they were more reluctant to tell you things, because they were still in the stage of, when you're first in a relationship with someone, you're still at the stage where you're trying to kind of impress each other. And I'm not saying they were trying to impress you, but it was kind of like, oh, I won't tell them about all of this. I don't know what they're going to think of me. That's the kind of thing I'm getting around this. And so, I think if this is resonating with you, I think you will find this out eventually. It won't be this hugely shocking, terrible thing. But obviously this was something that was really bothering them, was huge to them. So yeah, you'll find this out. You'll have clarity on this because you have the Ace of Swords as well. So this will come out. You'll find this out. So the last card you have your past is the Page of Swords. Yeah. I think someone from your past maybe might have been watching you. I think they still are. I think this might be on social media. I'm just getting this feeling that you might be quite active on social media. You might be adding to your online presence quite a lot, maybe even daily. I know this is specific. I know I'll get a lot of people saying, no, I'm not even on social media. Well, this is what I'm seeing here. So I think this person's watching for daily updates. It's like every day they check in. What are they doing today? What are they doing the next day? It's become almost a part of their routine to check up on you. Now, they've been doing this for a long time, and I think you felt this. I think you felt this intuitively, that that's what they were doing. Now, this person feels a bit like danger to you. Now, they're not a danger to you physically, but emotionally and mentally, again, they're not a danger to you emotionally and mentally, but you don't like the way that you feel when they come into your world. That's what I mean by that. So, you just can't bear the thought of them being around your life in any way. And again, I don't want to scare you, but I'm seeing some kind of mask or some kind of disguise around this. I'm not seeing them actually in a mask, so don't be afraid. They're not going to knock on your door in a scary mask or anything like that. Please don't think that. It's something like they might have a fake profile or something like that. And you're really smart about this. You know all about these kinds of things. You're used to these kinds of people. So I think you know what to keep public. You know what to keep private. You're very clever about that. Now, if I were you, I wouldn't do anything different to what you're doing already. I don't, they might just be curious about you, I think. I don't know. And it's become a habit of them checking up on you. I'm seeing that. So even though you don't want to hear of them again, you don't want to see them again, I think you're free of them. And I think that's why you're not afraid. You kind of know, I'm free of this person. I'm free of them. Even though they're doing whatever they're doing, I'm still free of them. Now, they know that you're free of them as well. And I think that's what's on their mind. It's like, oh, they're free of me. They're free of me. They've gotten away from me. I know they have, but I just want to check up and see what they're doing. And so, I'm seeing that because I'm seeing this page has a flock of birds flying over his head. So, he's thinking about freedom. So, they think about your freedom and they think about the fact that they can't reach you. So again, if this resonates, you don't need to be afraid. I think you know that anyway. You're up on a hill like this page. You're unreachable. They can't reach you. You are unreachable. That's what I'm getting in that card. So the first card you have your present is the Seven of Pentacles. So I keep on seeing you doing something in your work, doing really well in your work actually. I see this a lot in your readings. I think you have a really interesting talent, actually. I think you're really good at communication. I keep on seeing that. I was seeing that in the Ace of Swords. You're really good at conveying ideas and feelings to other people. You're able to express yourself in a way that other people can understand. But it goes deeper than that. It's just, they don't just understand what you mean, they feel what you mean, because of this way that you can communicate. So yeah, I was seeing writing, speaking, all of that, and I'm seeing that again here. So if this is resonating, you're not doing this for your job, you're not doing writing, speaking, or whatever this is, see if there's a way. If this is something you feel that you want to do, see if there's a way that you can do something like this. I keep on getting this feeling that this is a very special skill, or it's a very special set of skills, group of skills. It's a very, very powerful combination of skills that you have, especially when it's combined with your intuition. It makes it super powerful. Now, I don't know if this makes sense, but I hope it does to whoever this resonates with. So, okay, so either you're doing something that you love now and it's starting to pay off financially for you, or there's a new career path that you know you'd love to do and that you'd be good at. It's around communication, and this is telling you to search for that path and find it and go down that path. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So the next card you have, your present, is the Chariot. So yeah, I'm seeing a similar thing here. This is all about going towards something, pushing towards something, moving towards something. And so again, if you're not doing what you truly love to do, whether this is around writing, speaking, some kind of communication, even if it isn't that, even if it's none of these things, please pursue what you truly want to do. You can start off slowly, but make some kind of plan, some kind of path in front of you, put that in front of you, work out where you want to go and go on that path if this is all resonating with you. So that's what I'm seeing again in that card, similar thing. So the last card you have for your present is the Fool. I always see this kind of thing in my readings, that you have to watch out for interference from other people. And I'm seeing it again here. So if you have these plans to pursue this career path, and if it is something totally different to what you're doing now, and especially if it's something that you think, you know, it might surprise people or even shock people, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone until you're totally sure that you're able to go ahead with this thing. Keep on planning, keep on researching, or whatever else you need to do to get this done, to get on this path, because I think there are some people around you who might see this change as evidence that you're being a bit of a fool. So, you know, you're going to be like the man on this card. You're going to be all excited, and you'll probably be thinking something like, oh, I can finally be free. I can do what I want to do. I can do something I'd love to do. This is what I want to do. And you're all excited. And then someone else is going to be a little bit like this little white yappy dog, yapping at your heels, saying to you, oh, don't go, it's too risky, you'll fall off this cliff. That's what this dog is saying to him. So, you know, you won't fall off the cliff. But there's a risk. The only risk you have is that you're going to second guess yourself or start to go backwards if you listen to these people. That's the risk, not falling off the cliff. Especially one person I'm seeing who might do that, who's a bit negative. Now, I'm not saying you should never ever listen to anyone ever. Of course, I'm not saying that. But there are some negative people around you, especially this one person, and I think they're always going to see the bad in everything. They're always going to see the problems. They're not going to see any of the positivity in anything. So, but you know, look at this card. Look how positive it is. The sun's shining on this man. He's so happy. The sky is golden. He has all kinds of golden opportunities in front of him. And look at the Seven of Pentacles as well, which I was seeing around this situation as well. You know, this man's so proud of what he's achieved. Look at that. And there's financial gain as well. So pursue this thing if this is resonating, and be careful of who you speak to about all of this until things are established, until you're sure of what you're doing. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So the first card you have for your future is Judgment. Okay, so this is a really, really beautiful card. This is beautiful. So I'm feeling a lot of positivity around this. So I think you feel really strong, you feel almost like there's a spiritual connection with this person who, this love connection that I'm seeing. Now, sometimes this can even be about past lives. You might or you might not believe that. That's up to you. But this card can sometimes mean that. It can be about that. Now, it might be about that, or it might be that you did know them in the past and you didn't know how significant they'd be to you. Or it can be about just a feeling that you're both old souls and you have this knowing, this understanding about each other. I hope that makes sense. That was a bit confusing, I know, but I hope you understand what that means. So if this is all resonating with you and you do have that connection, you do feel that connection with someone, this is very, very, very special. This is about you and them growing into a new life together, almost transcending together, if that makes sense. And, you can do that. You're both able to do that because you have this feeling of knowing them deeply and they have that feeling of knowing you deeply as well. Now, you've had these communication problems, but I think by the time of this judgment card coming along, they'll all be out the window. You'll be feeling a lot better and a lot closer at this time. Now, I don't know if you've realized this or not, that you have this deep connection with this person. You might have because your intuition's very, very sharp. But if you haven't, you'll probably realize this quite quickly and quite suddenly. I'm just looking at this beautiful angel blowing his trumpet. It's like a siren and it's kind of demanding everyone's attention. Look at me, look over here. So if it hasn't already, this is going to hit you suddenly. The significance of this relationship is going to really hit you suddenly. That's what I'm seeing there. So the next card you have for your future is the 8 of Wands. Right, so I'll just tell you what I'm seeing here. I know this is usually a positive card. I am seeing communication here, but I'm seeing some unwanted communication. Now, again, I don't want you to be afraid. I think this person's going to contact you, this person in the Page of Swords. This situation might have been in your last reading. I can't remember. I'm just getting a feeling that that I was seeing that in your last reading. I think you might have. Yeah, I'm seeing communication coming from them. It might be coming from a different account, if that makes sense. It's not going to come from a name that you know. Again, this is on social media or something like that, or email or something. It's not going to come from a name that you know, that you recognize. It's going to come from another name and you won't recognize this other name. Now, these ones are flying through the sky really quickly. Communication is going to come into you really, really quickly. But there aren't any people in this card. There are no faces in this card. We don't know where this is coming from. We don't know who it's coming from. I think you'll probably suspect where these messages are coming from because I think you'll know their writing style, you know the sound of their voice, you'll pick that up in their writing style. And also because you have this really, really strong intuition again. So you're going to get a lot of messages. You'll know what they are, I think. I'm seeing you feeling a little bit suspicious about them when you first see them. You'll be like, I don't know who that is. That sounds familiar. Let me think about this before I reply. That kind of thing. And then I think it'll probably just click with you. You know who it is. You're like, oh, I know who that is. Right. I'm going to avoid that. Watch out for that. So this is what this is telling you. Just watch out for this happening. Watch out for this communication. Know what it is when it comes in. And I think you will. That's what this is telling me. So the last card you have for your future is the 5 of Cups. So yes, this is why they're trying to connect with you. They want to keep that bridge open between you for some stupid reason. I don't know why. Now, sorry, if you're a cross watcher, I'm sorry about that. But yeah. Now, they're trying to keep a bridge open between you. They're trying to keep some communication open between you. They don't want to let you go. That's what I'm seeing. Now, you probably want to burn down this bridge, and you probably want to put hundreds of sharks and crocodiles and everything all in the water in a great big drawbridge so that they can't come anywhere near you ever again. Now, you're not afraid of them physically. I keep on seeing that. But of course, you don't like the feeling that you get when you hear of them, or you're near them, or even you hear their name or anything about them. You just get this horrible feeling. That's what I'm seeing in that. Now, they don't feel that great about themselves at this time, as you can see in this card. But yeah, as that old saying goes, once bitten, twice shy. You're going to be protecting yourself. You're going to be protecting yourself emotionally and mentally from this person. And that's what you're going to do. And I'm really glad that you are. That's what I'm seeing.